The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill. Sue's on holidays in Europe, doing a little Euro trip for the next 4 weeks. I got Kendall Gilding, formerly of Channel 7, joining us for the next couple of weeks. We've got Usman Khawaja joining us on the show just after 7 o'clock this morning, talking all things cricket.
Love my cricket.
T20 World Cup's on at the moment.
Particularly Test cricket.
Have you watched the Test on Prime?
I'm on it. I actually got a little cameo on season 2.
What do you mean?
Well, it was when Tim Payne was sort of in trouble for a few incidents, and a news clip of me reading the news that day is in the show.
Is it the actual news clip of when you were reading the story on
him?
On Channel 7?
Tim, yeah.
No, so they don't get you to redo it or anything?
No, they just take it from a bunch of media outlets, but it's like right at the start of season 2. And as a massive cricket fan, all my mates were like, "You've made it.
Yeah.
You have made it. You are on the Test."
That's pretty cool.
I was pretty stoked.
They are good, those docos.
They're
aren't
so
they? When
good.
you get to see sort of behind the curtain of what it's actually like.
Any of those sporting docos lately, amazing.
I was part of, I'd never featured on the screen, but we did a thing in Melbourne back for season 1 of Drive to Survive, and Daniel Ricciardo came. It was a car sales like presentation thing that Daniel Ricciardo was at. So I got to see, before it even was released, season 1, the cameras, they mic'd him up. There was like a guy following him around with a boom microphone, and so I was on there was 3 people on stage, and they cut me out, and they had Daniel Ricciardo and the other guy on Drive to Survive.
Oh, really?
And I was spewing.
So what would that have meant to you?
I know, everything.
I made it onto the Wayne Bennett one for the Dolphins.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
on Stan. There's that doco there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to go watch that.
Yeah. I did a podcast.
What are you doing in it?
Well,
Okay.
same type of thing as you.
Yeah.
I did a podcast with Trad McLean, the media manager for the for the Dolphins, and they kept going back to the audio of Trad talking about what it would be like.
I was a television news presenter.
You?
Yes, on a film called. So I filmed it on Subdivision.
Oh, here we go.
It sounds like Luttsy making stuff up.
This Australian film a while back. No, I had to go in and actually do it. Like I was acting as a
okay. Well, you do
news
have
presenter.
you do have a journalism
I do.
degree.
Thank you. And it was great. And then a day before the premiere, Ashley pulled me aside because it was his film that he wrote and starred in. He said, "Yeah, your scene got cut, mate. Not anymore."
I didn't make that decision, Kendall. That was made by the higher ups, but he's
cut from the film.
He's never forgiven
My
me.
scene.
You've got such a
I'm in
great
the credits.
newsreader voice too.
I'm in the credits, and I was never in the film.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
So, is there any more origin news? Geez, I was listening very early this morning to a very parochial New South Wales show on SEN with Laurie Daly and everything. They're just whinging so much.
What are they whinging about?
They're still whinging about Sawali. And oh my God, it was so hard to listen to.
What's their beef?
It's just that apparently Billy Slater, Madge has come out now saying glass houses around Billy Slater.
Who did we
I
target?
don't even understand what it's why. I don't know.
Was he saying that we targeted somebody illegally to wipe them out of the game?
All he's saying is, all I'll say is glass houses, and then they go, "Do you mean Billy Slater? I'll let you be the judge of that." it's just all bullshit. But it's just like riddles and like, let it go. What are they talking about?
Yeah, I can't work out with Selwyn whether he has been dropped or whether he's injured.
Yeah, what's going on there?
It sounds like it might be a little bit of both, and Billy just needs to give him a bit of a rest. And he's not afraid to do that. He's not afraid. Like, how good was Selwyn for us?
He dragged him in. It was Billy's call.
In that first game, and, he's not afraid to leave a superstar on the sideline. Look at Fafita. He's still not in the Queensland team. Billy's just saying, no, whatever it is that his problem with Fafita is, he's going to have to, looks like, probably miss the entire series. And he's one of our most devastating ball runners. So what do they do, Mitch? Are they going back to Sanctuary Cove before they head to Melbourne?
Yeah, they'll head there. They'll wrap up the fan day this afternoon in Toowoomba, and then head to Sanctuary Cove. They get a rest day tomorrow, but then they're there until Monday, and then both teams will fly into Melbourne on Monday, and then have the captain's session on Tuesday. So
how cold is it down in Melbourne? Presumably
Well, it might actually be colder in Toowoomba this morning than it is going to be in Melbourne.
Oh,
2 degrees.
Say it is.
4 degrees in Melbourne.
Oh,
Yeah,
not too
there you go.
Beautiful.
Wow.
But only a top of 12, so it doesn't get warm
it's
at
gonna be
all down there.
Mm.
Yeah, I reckon around probably 8 degrees game time on Wednesday week would probably what you're looking at.
And I was reading somewhere, I think it was Billy, someone was saying, somebody with credibility, I think it was Billy saying that they could get 100,000 people there for the Origin.
Really?
Does it fit that many people? I suppose it does, yeah.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
the G
I
fits
suppose.
100, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
just over,
Just.
Standing areas and stuff, yeah.
I think 65,000 is what's being reported at the moment for tickets sold. So there's a week to get there.
They built the MCG back for the Olympics in 56. Imagine that.
Look at that return on investment on a stadium.
No.
Well, Kendall,
What the hell?
They built a 100,000 seat stadium.
Imagine
that-
they've
in the centre of the city
Look
in
at hers.
1956, and they had a population at the time, I think, of just 1 million people.
Wow.
Isn't that nuts when you think about that?
What a beautiful structure. We were there at for the AFL Grand Final last
Oh, we
year.
were too. Yeah, I
we were
sat with
sitting
Kendall.
sitting next to each other in
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
With 100,000 people.
What's it like?
Spectacular.
It really is, isn't
Yeah.
it? There's nothing like it.
The sound, everything.
You think of the Kahunas to build that in 1956.
Well, the foresight.
Yeah.
The foresight.
And there's more, like, as far as, without getting too into it, there's more, people talk about our population in relation to, the Sydney Stadium in 2000. We have more, there's more relevance to what Melbourne was in 1956 and Brisbane now than, like, Sydney in 2000. Like, our population growth is closer to what, I think right now we're what Sydney was in, like, 1974 or something.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy, like the population thing. Like, don't get me started on stadiums.
I just,
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
I said burn! It's cold in here. I said there must be some content in the atmosphere. Here we go.
this is where the crew
They just had a
pitches us a bit of gear. I saw
They
that.
had a coin toss of sorts back then.
Yeah, paper, scissors, rock off. See who goes first. So did you win or lose?
I won.
Oh, is it?
Did you want to go first?
Oh, it's
I just assumed that the winner would go first.
We didn't decide that.
we didn't really
That's
talk
the whole point
about
of what
it.
you're
You
doing.
get to choose.
Well, I heard the intro to this finishing up, so I want,
Do you want to go first?
I can go first.
You got audio, don't
So
you?
you
much
can go first. You
enthusiasm.
didn't,
I don't have it, so
didn't
that's
answer
no,
the question.
an issue
Yeah.
for you.
Kendall,
Well-
do you even know what's going on?
nope. There was some cute chant coming
Yeah.
into it.
Ashley,
so-
explain.
Well, so we do the content each day, and then these guys sit around and whinge that we don't do the stuff that they tell us to do. So this is their chance to come forward and pitch a story each.
Yeah.
Then you will choose out of the 2 stories between Lockie and Nick. You'll choose which one you want to hear. It's best that there's 3 of us that will vote. So majority wins. Then they get to share the story.
Okay.
If they lose, the loser will do it in the podcast after the show.
All right. Okay. Lockie, give
Yep.
us your best.
5 seconds.
2 iconic Queenslanders could be set to battle it out in court.
Time to spare.
Why'd you pause? Did you
Oh, I knew that there was time to spare. I didn't need to.
Dramatic effect.
2 iconic Queen.
I think I know this one.
I know this one.
Yeah.
We all know this
I know it as well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I think so.
Why did you nod? You know.
No, I think
You
I
went,
know.
yes, I
Yes.
know. No, I don't. I don't know.
That was like with the song before.
Yeah.
How do you not know the name of this song?
What is it?
I don't know.
No. I knew the lyrics. I didn't know the name.
Nick's standing there very patiently.
No.
5 seconds, Nick. You ready?
International City's new nightmare scenario could be its saving grace.
Very, very creative, Sal. I must admit.
Well, I know the other one, so I'm going to go Nick.
I'm going to go Lockie.
Kendall, over to you.
I'm going to go Nick.
Okay.
Back to reserve grade for you, Lockie.
Lockie,
See you in
Sorry,
a couple
sorry,
of weeks,
Lockie.
buddy.
Mostly because I actually don't remember what Nick said. That's how
It
confusing
was literally 30
was.
seconds ago.
Something about.
you okay?
No, I was like listening, going, what? Like as a journo, I'm like,
It was a bit convoluted, you say?
it was ABC, and I'm more like Channel 7.
Okay, so you're a bit ABC. That's very true, actually. He's very ABC.
Okay.
Well, as someone who did 1 week's work experience in the 7 newsroom, you got to learn to pitch these stories. And sometimes it's just marketing. It's just how you sell it. Now, this is something I want to do another
You
week.
got a minute and a half, Nick.
Okay.
All I heard was international city.
Okay, well, that's
demise.
well. Look, a little play on the word nightmare. I inflected wrong. The mayor of the night. The nightmare is something that the city of Brisbane is looking at now.
Yes.
Well played. But look, JC from Powderfinger's been touted as someone. There's a few other candidates, but I feel like there's a man sitting in this room right now who could really use his platform to take control and be the new Night Tsar of the great city of Brisbane. Now, question without notice.
Ashley.
Ashley. No, well, look, mate.
What are you talking about?
Yes, been in the valley since 1984.
Once you risol Tom Tate for the Gold Coast, then we'll talk. But now, David, question without notice.
Yes.
If I asked you one thing to do to change Brisbane's nightlife, what would you do?
The scanners, the lockouts business and the scanners.
They came through about 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Well,
Get rid of them?
I don't know enough about it, but I'd get rid of them. Yeah, JC is your guy for this, but I'd get rid of them. Yes.
Okay.
Why? What happened?
No, nothing's happened. I just want to know exactly how you change, because we got 8 years to the Olympics now. And
Is this a story or
I don't know.
Is it too late to get
it's not
lost in Kelly's
story. This is content.
I don't know enough about it other than what I hear from people that I do know saying that it's killing trade and stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah.
Kendall, how would you like to change the city's nightlife if you had the platform of Night Tsar?
Obviously,
She doesn't
free
go
drinks.
Yeah.
I want the drinks to
Free
be
babysitting after 5
No,
p.m.
hang on. Free drinks for the girls.
Oh.
I had to get the girls out. Free babysitting.
There we go.
Can we make a creche?
Night crash?
No.
There's a lot of rooms there at the Met. There.
What is he doing?
I don't know what the story is.
Is he doing his story?
What are we doing here? You're getting
I don't know what's happening.
Very cool.
Oh, the music's running out.
no!
So there was no story. You just wanted to speculate.
No, there is an offer now for a nightmare of Brisbane, and I want to hear a few proposals.
So Brisbane was the iconic city, and you're saying
Yes.
that. Right.
Genuinely, Luttsy could be the mayor
I can't.
of
One
Brisbane's
of my great
nightlife.
mates is the guy that's going to get it. I can't go against JC, and plus I don't know anything about it, really. He knows a lot about it.
Yeah, but you would be. I mean, you have spent a lot of time sort of out there overnight time.
Surely there's things you've seen out there that you'd like.
Oh, don't say it on air, buddy.
No, I'd be the worst nightmare of Brisbane. Like, it is not the job that I want.
Like immediately impeached.
Yeah, no.
Immediately.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Jode, my wife, she said to me on the weekend, she's going through a bit of a thing at the moment because she's a marathon runner and she's been hampered this year by injury. It's like the only year that I can remember for the last, I don't even know how many years that she hasn't run a marathon. And
She ran a half.
yeah, she ran the half, but she pulled out of that because she's got this hamstring problem that she just can't deal with. So she's trying to find something different. But she's extremely disciplined, Jode. She always has been. And the whole time I've known her, she never has got injured. And she'd run 10K every day, without exception, no matter what. And not necessarily for the health benefits, but just because she loves it. It like clears her mind, you know. And obviously she's incredibly disciplined, but it's left a void that she's trying to fill. And she said to me on Sunday, she goes, I want to get really fit, you know. And I go, you are really fit, like, you know. And she goes, no, I really want to get fit. I'm going to do this challenge. And I was like, oh, all right. And she goes, do you want to do it with me?
What sort of challenge?
I didn't know. I had no idea.
I swear I've seen her on her Instagram say, my marathon years are over. Like
Yeah.
she's almost hung up the
Yes.
hockers or whatever the hell you guys wear.
Yeah, the hokers, yeah.
Whatever they're called.
Big cushy
So, I mean,
shoes.
but if you
They're good for your knees.
So what can she do that has a different level of strain on her body?
Well, I suppose there's like weight resistance, but please tell us, what have you agreed to
no
do?
weight
Well,
resistance
I just said, I went, yeah, okay, because I want to get fit too, but I didn't know what it was that I was agreeing to. And she literally just sent this to me this morning, and I'm just having a look at it. I'm going, I can't do this. I've never heard of this, but it might be one of those things. Has anyone ever heard of a bloke called Andy Frisella?
No.
If anyone's listening, has anyone heard of the 75 Hard Challenge?
Is this the latest
sounds-
CrossFit?
13, 24, 10 is our number. Give us a call.
Luttsy,
It's got the word hard in it.
it's got the word hard in it, for crying out loud.
And 75.
There's 75 hard. These are the rules for the 75 hard. This is what she's doing, that she wants me to do. There's 5 different 5 critical tasks.
You can't do that.
I'm out.
You're already out.
You wait till you hear this. And if anybody has done this, the 75 hard, give me a call. And don't lie.
04.
Yeah. Task number 1 is to follow a structured diet. And then it says you do it for 75 days with 0 deviations. Absolutely no cheat meals, 0 alcohol.
Who sets the diet? Do they do it? Or
It says your diet can be whatever you want it to be, keto, paleo, vegetarian, etc., as long as it is aligned with your goals.
So they're just suckers for punishment. We don't care how you punish yourself.
Yeah, just you stick to this diet.
Sounds punishing.
Task number 2, well, I mean, at the end of the day, that is just sticking to a sort of structured diet, you know.
So it's discipline.
Task number 2, this is a tough one. 2 45-minute workouts per day. 1 must be outside.
It's just time consuming.
It goes regardless of the weather or the circumstances you find yourself in. You have to. So I could do the gym, then have to go outside and do something for 45 minutes.
You have to.
Yeah, for a surf.
Just the time though.
Surf. I mean, it's all
at work. That's hard, right?
Fishing's exercise.
Yeah, it goes on about that. Task number 3 is to drink a gallon of water.
Someone do the conversion.
Yeah, what's that? Is that about 3 litres?
What's a gallon?
Drink a gallon of water each and every day will teach you discipline.
3.5, nearly 4 litres.
It's nearly 4. It's 3.7 litres.
Oh.
That is absurd.
What do you mean it's absurd? You're carrying a 10-litre bloody
I am carrying a
water
Stanley.
bottle right
It's
now.
only 1 litre. You want me to fill that 4 times?
It's 1 litre? You
Yeah,
sure?
Positive.
Yeah.
It's like half a
I know,
swimming
because
pool,
it
that
falls
thing.
over in my car and spills everywhere every day.
Right, okay.
I'm telling you, Jade will do. She will do this. This is.
Well, in theory, you can. The water, okay, it's a lot of water, but it's not as if water's pretty easy to drink.
If you have a job, though, the
that's
productivity
my
loss
problem.
on going to the toilet
Yeah.
on 4 litres.
Yeah, I can't really rely on that.
cares
I'm a
about
breakfast
that?
radio
No.
host.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not his
I've
problem.
got more than enough time.
Yeah,
That's
he's got
true.
all the time in the world.
Task number 4 is to read 10 pages. You must read something that is non-fiction, educational, and can be used to improve any area of your life.
I got plenty of books. I'll throw some your way.
We'll do
10 pages, that's
Smarter
easy.
Than Sue's
That's
twice
easy.
every morning. There's 2.
Yeah, does that count? Do live reads count?
And also, whilst exercising, could you have an audiobook in your headphones?
That is not what reading is.
Yes.
With your eyeballs.
Yes.
Listen, I know
Yeah.
your site's going, but
we've
you
discovered
can't
that
go
this
full
morning.
It's
audiobook
all
on us.
going,
And what's number 5?
Number 5 is to take a progress picture. If you'd be able to look back and see how far you've come and what you've done. And then it goes on about that. But then the other part of it is it says, somewhere or other along here, it says if you do, it's 75 days straight. But if you don't do it each day, in other words, you get to day 36,
Start again.
you've got to start again.
It's a life overhaul. This is not
I mean,
just...
it's too much.
It's not exercise. It's actually like...
It's discipline.
We want you to be a different person.
Well, people have done it.
Yeah, well, so they say. Jess, out of Caboolture. Oh,
Hey,
no,
guys.
your brother did it, did he?
Yeah, so my brother is a big Andy fan, and he just completed his second round of it at the beginning of this year.
Hard 150.
What was that, sorry?
Don't worry. Just doubled it.
Yeah, there's actually...
Very hard
there's
150 at
actually
school.
3 phases to it.
Mm.
So
So
once you complete the first phase, there's another 2 parts to the challenge as well.
It goes on, does it?
Is that in amongst the 75 days or...
No, so phase 2 and phase 3 actually have their 75 days too, but there's different parts to it. I'm not sure what is involved in that, but yeah, he reckons it's changed his life, but very, very, very difficult.
Yeah. Go to Kate. Kate, it says that you've done it.
I have, Ash. I've done it probably not, I'll be honest, probably not 100% to the T. Like the gallon of water, I changed it to 2 litres a day, so I made a very slight variation. But I set my ground rules right at the start and I stuck to it for the 75 days. And it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Definitely saw some benefits at the end of it.
Health benefits.
I'm back bigger and better than ever now that I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm tempted to get myself back on the wagon and do it again.
So you did it purely for health and, whatever. weight loss?
Yeah, I needed to drop a couple of kilos, and it was a good challenge to keep me focused. Some things like the reading. I'm not a reader, so for me to read 10 pages a day was really tough to push myself to do it. So just some things that some people find.
Luttsy feels the same way.
Some people find easy.
Oh,
Yeah. So some parts were easy, other parts were tough.
But
so,
just real quick, Kate, this Andy, whatever his name, Frizella, I'd never heard of him. Like, who is he? How is he on everyone's radar?
Honestly, never heard of him. I had just seen the challenge come up through a friend of mine and went, oh, that looks interesting, I'll give it a go. So I honestly don't know anything about him at all, but I thought the challenge was just something really interesting to try.
How does Andy monetize it? I'm not asking you that.
I think there's an app. I think you can actually download a 75 Hard Challenge app that keeps you accountable. To be honest, taking the selfie every day was hard work too. Just remembering
what is it?
to do
A
that
selfie every day?
Yeah, you got to take a progress shot every day for 75 days.
Oh, that's what broke it.
How was that hard?
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
We had the National Swimming Championships, Olympic trials, I should say, last week at Chandler. Well patronised, is that the word?
Yeah. Lots of people out there.
Crowds too.
Awesome coverage.
How many? I don't know what Chandler holds at the moment. I think it's probably 2,000 or 3,000, I guess, would be the maximum.
Yeah, it gets a good atmosphere, though.
Chandler, good. And I've got to say, congratulations to, I guess, Swimming Australia and the people, because it looked fantastic.
It did.
The TV coverage looked fantastic, so well done to...
Did they light up the pool?
Channel
9.
Did they light the pool up? Because
They
it looks
did. It looked
illuminated
almost, didn't it? And then they do this great thing where the crowds... And I think it started in COVID when there was no crowds. I went to a couple of those International Swimming League things over in America where they darken the crowd. So all you see is the spotlight, like almost like a Broadway.
Very theatrical.
Broadway, like Broadway, which was pretty cool. Anyway, so that's great. But what's happened this week is something that has made me completely reimagine one particular Olympic venue for Brisbane 2032. And the reason I say that is because last night, or yesterday I should say, was the first day of the US swimming Olympic trials.
I see where you're going with this because you've spoken about it off air. This is very interesting.
And they had yesterday, and I know this because I've got people that I work with, it's the same people I'll be working with in Paris at the Olympic Games this year are there working at this event. And they actually had the record attendance, the largest crowd to ever attend an indoor swim meet at a stadium, essentially in Indianapolis.
Oh.
Nicolaus, the name escapes me. You said it to me
I think
earlier.
it was Lucas Oil Stadium.
Lucas Oil Stadium, which was the home of the Indiana Colts in the NFL. They've
Really?
dropped in a pool.
They've put a pool in there.
They've
Isn't
dropped
that
it
amazing?
in, and they've got a record attendance yesterday on day one of 20,689.
1,000 people at a swim meet.
What was the crowd at the Sydney Olympics for the swimming?
I'm going to say it was under 20 because that would be the
Yeah.
world record. I'm going to say it was around about 16,000.
Yep.
17,000 maybe, because they actually had extensions and stuff like that.
I mean,
See if you can
swimming's
find out.
easily one of our most popular Olympic sports.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
It's in Australia, it'd be number one.
You know, so like...
Well, put it this way, it's the only one on Channel 9 live. You know, so
Yep.
if it was
For the
athletics,
trials,
if
right?
athletics,
Yep.
athletics would have been, and it wasn't. So swimming is undoubtedly our number one Olympic sport, which makes me all of a sudden say, okay, let's take a look at the scheduling for Suncorp Stadium for Brisbane 2032. Drop in a pool and we would sell out. I'd go as far as saying
17,500 in
there you
Sydney.
go, 7.5.
Yep.
I would say that if you're looking, and I'm paraphrasing here, so there's 7 days of swimming at the Brisbane 2032 Olympics, 14 sessions, morning and night. I'm saying you definitely sell out 50,000 seats every night. You probably sell out or go close to selling out 7 heat sessions during the day. Period. That's it.
Yeah, I reckon you're right.
I mean, we sold out Magic Round as if we can't fill Suncorp Stadium for swimming in 14 sessions.
It's
would
like
go
the
nuts.
number one ticket in town is to get to go to the swimming.
Like, how could it
Yeah.
not? How could it not sell out? Like at
What's
the Olympics.
scheduled to be at Suncorp during the games at the
soccer?
moment?
Sevens?
Some football and some
yeah.
sevens, but I mean that's stuff that can be
Week
moved
2.
around. In Paris, the Rugby Sevens, which is what I'm working at, is at the Stade de France, essentially the first half, and then it switches to athletics for the second half. But, it's still malleable what they do with that. Would they get sell-out crowds for everything else at or anything else for the Olympics at Suncorp Stadium?
And just location.
Maybe a football final, but...
Just location. Like, for all the people that want to go to the swimming, you're just in the thick of the city and,
Yeah, I think it's then there's the question of, what about the legacy of swimming in Brisbane? And that's a fair point. And there's no reason why we can't build a state swimming centre. If Victoria Park happens, we can still have a state swimming centre there. That, to me, plays a different role to the few weeks in 2032 where we can showcase our biggest sport, Olympic sport, in the biggest stadium that we have.
Yeah,
I think it'd look...
You could have world record crowds every day.
I think it'd look
for
incredible.
swimming.
I think it'd be absolutely incredible and a game changer and something we can hang our hat on to have swimming at Suncorp Stadium in 2032.
Is this the first time that it's been done that a drop-in pool has been used at a football stadium?
At a football stadium for swimming, yes. I'm unaware of anything else. It's happened in arenas before. Like it's happened at Rod Laver Arena for the World Championships. That was the Susie O'Neill pool where they dropped in a pool, and I've seen it I've been to the one at MGM Grand in Las Vegas for International Swimming League, which, because of COVID, had bad crowds, but essentially could have had like a 20,000 seat crowd, but not at a football stadium.
My point was going to be, given that the next Olympics after this one in Paris is in LA. What's LA doing for the swimming? Are they going to incorporate that same thing?
It's a good question. I don't know whether they could potentially have it like SoFi Stadium, which would be nuts. But I'm not sure what their plans are yet. But it's certainly, I'm doing the Olympic podcast with Chris Jones today, and that's what we're talking about.
I like it. This is the pie in the sky thinking we need, Luttsy.
It's got to be outside the box,
it does.
Kendall. I reckon it's the Olympic Games, the biggest show on earth, and
it makes it more accessible for people too to be able to get tickets to the swimming. All of a sudden,
it's Brisbane people be able to go to the swimming instead of it being a 5,000, 10,000 seat capacity where literally no one other than the Olympic family gets to go. Anyone in Brisbane almost can go to this if they make it Suncorp Stadium.
When's your pot out?
Broadcast today, probably early tomorrow.
Toward the Games 2032.
That's it.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
I'm smarter than I'm smarter than Sue.
Brighton Homes are now offering up to $35,000 cash back on their homes. You don't need to be smarter than Sue's to live brighter and save more with Brighton.
Jake, Churchill. Where's Churchill, mate? Out near the switch, is it?
Yeah, in Ipswich, yeah.
Right. Churchill, eh? Who was that? I wonder if it was named after...
Winston. Yeah, I don't know.
Churchill.
And it says you treat fire ants.
Yeah, treat fire ants, yeah.
So what do you do with them? Do you
treat fire ants?
How do you get rid of them? Like, is that what the idea is? When you say treat, do you mean like you just exterminate them?
Yeah,
or?
so pretty much. Yeah, we treat fire ants when when people report them. So we go to their properties and eradicate them.
I see a lot of advertising for them, Jake.
Yes.
Why are they so bad? What's the deal with fire ants, and why do you see all these government ads?
Yeah, so they're very aggressive. They have a toxin that's pretty bad. People can get stung by them, animals. They breed a lot, so they'll pop up pretty much anywhere. People can spread them through products, and that's mainly the reason. But yeah.
They're pretty. Are they worse than like a green ant bite? Have you ever been stung by one?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I've been stung a few times. So the toxin's pretty bad, but it's more because if they do swarm, they are a swarming ant. So if you get stung by a lot of them, they'll that's when they can do good But
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well,
if you
that's
see them,
good important work you're doing
them.
out there. Yeah. All right, mate. Well, good luck with
mate.
the $400 up against
moved on.
Suze today. She's got
Awesome.
all of her answers already on record.
Yep. Sweet.
You're right?
Yeah, we're right.
Yep.
Okay, 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. What sense is most closely associated with memory?
Don't know.
What type of animal is a cassowary?
A bird.
Glastonbury Festival is held in which country?
Scotland.
Rubella is also known as German what?
Disease?
Spell extension.
Going to stop you there, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, tough.
She was a tough one.
Yeah, sorry about that. Couldn't hear you properly.
No, never apologise.
Sorry?
Okay, Jake went the distance there, didn't he?
He did, mate.
Yes. Look, Jake, I think you're up against it, my friend.
Yeah.
We'll see
No,
how you
that's
go.
all right.
No, it's an operatic
Yeah, we'll
version of the GIMP today. Bring her in. Roberto.
Susie O'Neill! Hold the phone, Freddie! Susie O'Neill! It will be a miracle! You won't see anything like that again this year!
All right, Susie's turn.
30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. What sense is most closely associated with memory?
Smell.
What type of animal is a cassowary?
It's a bird.
Glastonbury Festival is held in which country?
Scotland.
Rubella is also known as German what?
Measles.
Spell extension.
EXTENCION.
Stop the clock.
Jeez, she was quick.
How long was left then?
11 seconds.
11. All right, let's have a look at it. The sense most closely associated with memory. Jake, I don't remember what you said there. Sue said smell, and smell is correct. You know that thing if you...
I used to try and like get a scent when I was studying. It's like, like smell something and then take that thing into your exam. Apparently it works.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like smell some lavender or something while you're doing your study
studying,
and then take a bit of like, you know.
And then you remember.
Apparently it works.
Well, there's Kendall sniffing textbooks again.
Yeah. Texters.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's very
Wow, eh?
clever. What type of animal is a cassowary? Jake said a bird. Sue said the same thing, and that is correct. Glastonbury Festival is held in England. You both missed that. 2-1 Sue's. Rubella is also known as German what? Jake, you didn't know that. Sue said measles. Measles is correct. And then you both got the final question wrong. Spell extension EXTENSION. 3-1 victory to Susan O'Neill. It means at 9 o'clock this morning it will be worth $500. To the cave.
You haven't got kids, have you, Jake?
I've got one kid, yeah.
Oh, you do? Okay. No, I presume that. That was weird. How old's your kid?
19 months.
Okay, that's too young for Disney on Ice. So I'll leave that for 9 o'clock. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a family pass to see the Broncos take on the Panthers at Suncorp Stadium. That's coming, a huge game coming up Friday, July 5, mate. So you can take some friends, whatever you want there. And when you come into the Big Smoke, mate, I'm going to give you a $100 Retros voucher as well on Brunswick Street Mall.
That is so good.
Have a few drinks there, mate, and have a fun day.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good on you, Jake. Cheers, mate. That's all I got in here, guys.
No fire ants in there?
Not that I'm aware of, but maybe I should get Jake to have a look for me.
Yeah. Can you come check the cave out, Jake, when you get a chance, please?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry?
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Hey, I'm looking at the images from that Virgin jet that took off from Queenstown. That would have been terrifying. Who would have thought that a bird could do that much damage?
It's pretty common, isn't it, a bird strike? But this one must have been particularly bad.
Well, there was a flight from Townsville that Reece Robson was on going into New South Wales Origin camp that a bird got into the engine. They had to turn it back around, so he was laid into camp.
All I remember is Mitch remember Tom Cruise did that scene where he was stuck to the outside of a plane?
I do.
Was that Mission Impossible?
Yep.
Presumably.
Certainly was.
But the major problem they had with that is if they had to fly ahead to make sure there's no birds as the plane took off, because if a bird had hit him in the face when he was stuck to the edge of a plane, it would have pretty much ripped his head off.
Yeah, because how fast is a plane going?
Yeah, well, whatever it is, the forces involved in that is quite extraordinary.
I'm just looking at those pictures. It looks like the whole plane's on fire.
Yeah.
Like it looks like half of it is literally.
So was it one engine or what happened?
Yeah.
Imagine looking out the window and seeing that much fire going on right around the wing.
And you're midair.
Going over the mountain range out of Queenstown.
Yeah, so they took off from Queenstown. Then they ended up flying to Invercargill, which is about 200k from Queenstown. I think they were in the air for 61 minutes. They landed 61 minutes after takeoff.
No thanks.
No.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
The Prince is on.
Need headphones.
The Prince is on. The Prince is on. Ooh, he's on the streets. The Prince is.
Oh, Kendall Gilding!
She's nailed it! First time ever!
Ash makes it look so hard every morning.
Oh my God. It's like he's trying to solve the Da Vinci Code, but he does it.
Kendall's got rhythm.
Kendall has got rhythm.
How do you feel about that,
That
Ash?
was well done. It was well done.
Credit
It
where
was a
it's
great
due.
debut performance, yes.
I've decided if news raising doesn't work out, I'll go into
Bell ringing.
bell ringing.
The town crier, Kendall Gilding.
You got a big future, kid.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now, Mitchell.
Yo, we got
Yo,
some
yo,
rhythm out
yo.
here too, guys. Takeaway Tuesday, our good friends, a good-looking rooster.
Which one?
They have jumped back on board. Well, I mean, this one to us would be Albion Central, I
home,
imagine.
That's home base for me.
Yeah, it's the big one. Well, we're out here at Kedron Park Road. The lovely people at Queensland Emergency Services Complex have registered their workplace. Kerry in particular, you jumped on yesterday, and it's good timing because you and your workmates here were just like, you know what? We don't want to buy food. We want to actually get free food, and this popped up on the Instagram feed. It's a great timing.
It was fantastic. We are so pleased and so hungry.
Yeah, well, it's good to go. We've got a couple $100 to sort you out, and you were saying too that it's actually a good day for you because you're wearing a visitor pass. You forgot your work pass today. You work Swipey, which we're not foreign to at work, but it's got your coffee card as well. So you're down a coffee and you're down some food.
Yeah, I was really disappointed about the coffee because each punch is important, but you know, now free food makes up for
Is
it.
it like a 10th one free situation, or?
Yeah, every 10th is free.
Yeah,
so
okay. Now, you're next door here to the Kedron State High School. When you're in your desperation for food, you said there's a cafe here. It's fine, isn't it? It's fine, but you get bored of it?
yeah, you can't eat the same thing all the time,
Yeah.
you know. And it's lovely. It's a great cafe. They're very nice to us, but you know, it's nice to get something different.
Is there any ever temptation to go next door to the tuck shop at the State High School, or that's a definite no-no? They got nothing over there to offer?
Frowned upon.
Yeah, the teachers come here.
Okay, right, they go to the cafe. Well, they'll be coming over with some good-looking rooster, a couple of $100 for you guys, but you can find them at Albion Central, Milton Village and Stafford. Like you were saying earlier, Kendall, there are 3 great locations. They also do catering for functions, and just go ahead and check out their menu. It's absolutely stunning.
How much? 150? Did you say, Mitch?
We got $200.
$200.
So,
I mean, of that $50, you've just got to stock up on Lecoq salt. I mean, it's just it.
You have it on everything.
I have it on everything. I'll tell you what it changes. It changes a cheese toasty.
Ooh, hello.
So you
Just
can
like-
buy the salt and take it away.
Yeah, you buy the Lecoq salt.
Bring some in.
Okay.
Stand
Yeah.
alone. And it's world famous. Well, it's getting world famous. It's the best thing I've had in my mouth since.
Where do we go?
It's been a while.
Or maybe, okay, that's the deal then, Kerry. $150 of food and then $50 of the salt, so you can bring a little
Lecoq
good-looking rooster
salt, mate.
flavour. Lecoq salt
Not
to,
the
to
salt.
everything you eat. Not the salt. Well, it is the salt, but if we're going to specify, of course. Good-looking rooster. Thanks for jumping aboard Takeaway Tuesday and Kerry and the wonderful people out here. Queensland Emergency Services, Kedron Park Road, Kedron. Thanks for getting involved.
Thanks so much. I'm going to keep the salt in my drawer.
Oh, there we go.
Bring it
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
The T20 World Cup is on at the moment. It's getting to the pointy end. I think most of the
It
group
is.
matches have been
I
played.
think there's
or-
one more. Then we're in the Super 8, so 8 teams left essentially.
Yes.
Australia, of course, being one of them.
I think the United States have qualified too. I think
Correct.
the United States, in their group, they finished second ahead of, was it Pakistan?
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
That some of the teams that are coming through.
Usman Khawaja is one of our finest cricketers, and he's been covering it all, of course, and he will feature in that documentary that Kendall was a part of season 2 on Prime, and the T20 World Cup is live and exclusive on Prime Video. So, good morning, Usman. How you going, mate?
Yeah, cheers, thanks. How are you? What's this documentary? You've caught me off guard here.
It's the test.
test.
The test.
Oh, right, sounds good. I feel like I'm right in the mix of it.
You're in that.
Yeah,
You're
but
in the test.
Yeah.
I had some pretty good acting this way, actually. Have you seen my ads on Amazon?
Did you?
They're pretty good.
Did you feel like when the camera's on you during that, were you acting or was it the real Luttsy?
No, I was acting. I was doing it for the people. Look, I used to joke around when I was younger, acting all the time, so it's quite fun doing it on TV. I just glad I didn't make a fool of myself.
And Kendall Gilding's in here, and she's this week, and she claims she made some sort of cameo in season 2.
Guys, I don't want to have to bring it up.
Do you remember Usman or?
He would not.
When?
I don't want to. It was about the Tim Payne scandal, and as a newsreader, they put a clip in there. Not quite the cricketing glory that you got, Uzi.
You still?
Yeah, I mean, it's counted. Did you get your cash for it?
They didn't even tell us it was happening. I got texts from the premiere, people being like, "Oh my gosh, you're in the test," and I kind of freaked out a bit.
You got money for that.
I remember swinging a cricket
It must just
bat
be public
around.
domain once you read it on the news.
So, yeah.
I guess.
Well, originally in the first one, if any of the boys were in it, even for like 5 seconds, they got paid to be in the whole documentary. So everyone was trying to sneak their heads in at some point. the second test documentary where I came back in the Aussie team, I wasn't playing the Ashes, but I came back in. This is just before I played. And me and Michael Neza were doing everything we could to like get Paddy like drinks and to stand behind the camera, and we kept walking past each other. And I think it was about 80 grand you get if you got in the scenes. We were just walking past going 80 grand, baby.
You keep trying to schedule meetings with Pat Cummings. What do you want?
Honestly, we were trying to do everything. I wish I could see the outtakes. That'd be hilarious. It'd be like me stretching in the background, Paddy having a conversation with the coach.
Well, you're not even playing. You just pipe up in team meetings just with these big speeches.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Worth it.
Hey, this T20, if you've missed cricket for a few years and you've looked at the final 8 teams in the world, you think, what on earth's happening? Afghanistan, Bangladesh, the United States. I guess it's good for the game, given that there's just more countries competitive now, as opposed to probably 15 or 20 years ago when the top 4 or 6 were battling it out.
I mean, credit to world cricket. I think T20 cricket has opened up the doors for so many different countries. And now when I see Afghanistan and Bangladesh, it's not a surprise. They're good T20 teams. And even I'm looking at it now, I'm like, Afghanistan could beat Australia when I look at it. I mean, they probably should have been in Australia. No, they should have been in Australia in the ODI World Cup last year when they dropped Maxwell twice. And then obviously Maxie played one of the best innings ever. But they should have won. So they're a pretty good team, pretty good side with lots of skills. And Bangladesh is the same. It's USA, which is the one that throws you off a little bit. You weren't expecting that, but
so what have they got?
America, they found a way, didn't they? The home team, they beat Pakistan, which was a big game for them because if Pakistan won that, I mean, they probably that was the game. They won that, they would have been in the next round. They shouldn't have lost the game against USA, but they did, and so now USA are up in the final group stages, which I think is awesome for the game because they obviously played the first round a lot. They played in New York, they played Dallas. And played games in the US, and I'm telling you, when I was over there, I'm walking around, and these people had no idea about cricket. I was interviewing them in Times Square, and one of the guys, I'm like, "Do you know anything about cricket?" He's like, "No, I have no idea." But didn't we just beat Pakistan? And I'm just like,
that's
you don't know anything about cricket, but you know that, don't you? You could just see him just in his head going, "America."
Yeah, and the crowds look good. I've got mates that have been working over at those grounds, and they've put on a real show. That they look good. The crowds are up.
Have they drawn a crowd? Have they?
They've drawn good crowds.
Really? Yeah. I was in New York for 2 weeks, and when I went to the big game was Pakistan India. That was packed, and the ground was looking beautiful. The wicket was a little bit dicey, but the contest was still awesome, and people were on the edge of their seat. And it was bizarre. I was in Manhattan, New York, and I'm driving to a cricket game. It's like I never thought I'd ever say that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, nuts.
Did you? I don't know if you saw the footage too, but when they were in New York and they were trying to teach the locals what it's all about, we spoke about it last week. And Dale Stein just happened to be walking past, and some local was trying to teach him how to bowl and correcting him like one of South Africa's best.
Poor fella, he just saw a little punter came down the street, and he's like, it was funny. He hit the stumps on the floor. He's like, no,
yeah, well, as we said, down to the final 8 teams or thereabouts, Luttsy. One more game to go.
Oh, but the Super 8's been decided.
It's all been determined.
Australia played Bangladesh on Friday, And then from there they go to the semi-finals and the final. I think the final's being played on the 27th of June. So it all wraps up over the next 10 or so days. And Ash, as you said, Prime Video, the great coverage. It looks sensational. So make sure you check it out when the Aussies play in their Super 8 game. Thanks, Aussie. Good on you, brother.
No worries, guys. Have a good day.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
You're only a what if away from a fun-filled backyard break. Book accommodation, flights, activities, and more on the What If app. What if it's Aussie for travel? Take me away! Nova's Trip a Day. Win your perfect holiday.
A bit early there, buddy.
This is a weekend away to experience the glitz and the glamour of the beautiful Gold Coast. Staying at the Star,
Yeah.
which is right in the centre of things. And Chloe out of Burpengary. You there, Chloe?
Yeah, so
Well, you've won the trip. You're off there.
you.
Jeez, it's loud.
Thanks.
How good.
Yeah.
When was the last time you had a weekend away on the Gold Coast?
Oh, years. Been a long time. Yeah.
I guess
Yes, the holidays needed, so that would be wonderful.
Good for you. I forget who
Yeah.
our artist of the day was yesterday.
It was Justin Bieber.
The Bees.
Yeah.
See, Luttsy listens.
Yeah, well done. Oh, good on you, Chloe.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
There you go. All right. Today's feature artist, because of course we have a new trip every single day, is Lady Gaga.
Yep.
Gaga. So when you hear Gags on air, 13 24 10.
Saying what the prize is.
Yeah. You want to do it?
Staycation.
Yeah.
Where
To
at?
the Emporium in South Bank.
Oh, I love the Emporium.
Such a beautiful view of the city as well.
Yeah,
Beautiful rooms,
Mm.
rooftop pool. Very nice.
we've stayed there, but it looks flash.
Someone get Luttsy to the Emporium.
You can just go to What If, mate, and book it. You're only a What If away from a fun-filled backyard break. You can book accommodation, flights, activities, and more on the What If app. What If it's Aussie for travel? So if you like the...
We've blocked the phones have gone nuts because of what Kendall said.
Yeah.
No one rang.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
I saw that video yesterday. That was it in Logan, where there was a red belly black snake that was found in a child's bed.
Jim Boomer, I think. Yeah.
In Jim Boomer, not in the bedroom.
What?
In the bed. Like, that is as scary as it gets.
What?
The pulled the doona back, and I don't know if it's because the snake was seeking warmth, but it was actually in the bed. And
Kid gets in there, that's game over.
Yeah, they're lethal.
Oh,
Aren't they?
yeah, they are, yeah.
Red
They're
belly black
lethal.
snake.
Yeah, they're absolutely lethal.
Yeah.
I remember that there's a cycling track at Nunda once. Well, there still is, but I was down there, just Criterium, what do they call it now?
Yeah.
Track. And one just slithered out, and I can see it clearly, red and black, and I almost fell off my bike onto it. Like, it scared the living... That was in Nunda.
Do you remember the time that you and I went to Fraser for the Toyota Fishing Expo?
I don't really remember.
I barely remember it myself.
That's where you slept on the beach?
Yeah.
It was a
story.
It was a big week.
So many stories, yeah.
But on that trip, I went for a walk out along Waddy Point, that headland at Waddy Point, and I was like in a daze. And as I went to put my foot down, there was a brown snake that was coiled up. Like it was, and must have been, basking in the sunlight, enjoying the warmth off the rock. And I nearly stepped like straight on it. Like it would have been directly on the snake. And as I went to put my foot down on it, I realised, holy hell, it was a big, thick snake. And I actually dived forward and jumped onto the rock so that I didn't actually step straight on a brown snake.
How do they get on islands?
It gives me chills just thinking
some
about it.
islands don't have snakes. How do they get to Fraser? Cars and stuff. I
don't know. I mean, in New Zealand,
Boats.
New Zealand doesn't have snakes.
What? Really?
How's that happen?
New Zealand.
How does Fraser Island have it, but New Zealand does?
New Zealand does not have snakes. I was talking to a couple of my mates at the footy the other day about that. They're Kiwis. And they're saying they can just walk straight through long grass. They don't even care. They've got a spider that is somewhat dangerous.
It's probably too cold, though.
Can I say
right?
something creepy, right? I've just typed into Google, does new, and that's all I've typed. And the first suggestion is, does New Zealand have snakes?
Yeah. Go on. Have a look what the answer is.
It's no.
I couldn't believe it.
Listening to us.
There's no snakes
Snake-free country.
in New Zealand.
What?
Yep.
Is it too cold?
It must be too cold.
Interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it?
I'm from Cairns. There's snakes everywhere.
Yeah.
guys.
Oh, yeah.
This is like.
Is that typing?
I'd probably
country,
rather
isn't it?
deal with a snake than a cockroach.
What are you talking
come on.
about? That's
No, I'm
ridiculous.
serious.
One can kill
Cockroaches
you.
are so disgusting.
They can't kill you though.
No, feral.
Really?
And
Well, have
far
you-
more common.
So if you were,
Have you had snakes in your house up in Cairns,
in
growing
Cairns,
up?
absolutely.
Like not deadly ones.
No,
I'm not talking about
but,
like
they're-
a-
but it's so common to see them. Like they're just, and they'll kind of be up in your roof and they're out in the back patio and yep.
see, if I checked into a place like a hotel, Airbnb, whatever, they said, "Oh, by the way, there's a snake in the ceiling. Sometimes it comes out at night." I'm out. Oh,
Really?
Okay, thanks for your time. I'm moving somewhere else.
One time when I was up there as a journo, we had to do this story, go out to the beaches, and literally some snakes in the ceiling. There were so many of them. They'd mated so many times. There was so many that they broke the ceiling into. So these people just had just a cascade of snakes fall into their kitchen. That was my news story for the day.
Oh my
Going
God.
and catching
That's
up
not a
with
bad
those people.
story.
That gives me the shivers.
The weight of all the snakes was too much for the ceiling to bear.
Imagine you're like
That is insane.
Just making your
you're
toast
you're in
and-
bed and that falls on you.
Wow.
Like what on earth? That is a nightmare.
Don't you reckon we take that for like that is the price of life in Australia, that we've got this type of stuff that we have to deal with? We've got things that want to eat us.
It is deadly.
We've got things that will kill us that are just in and around snakes. Then you go into the water, we've got the crocs, we've got the sharks.
But I mean, you can avoid it. It's also one of the cool things we have when dealing with
Snakes.
dealing with Americans. Though they think we think we're the toughest
Well,
in the world.
Luttsy, if you're living in Logan, like, and you go to your bedroom and the last thing you're expecting to see is a red belly black snake in your bed.
Kid's
Like,
bed.
how does that
Your
happen?
kid's bed.
Like, that's not wandering in the water going, oh, it's in, you're in
good
their
point.
playground.
Good point. Maybe we are tough.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Oh, no.
Catch every game of the men's and women's State of Origin series, exclusive, live and free on 9 and 9 Now, your home of Origin.
An event often described as interstate rivalry, or is it simply one where brothers become enemies 3 times a year?
Faces of Origin.
Quickly explain what just happened there, Ash. I heard a groan come out of your mouth.
I went to get my Face of Origin poster, and the coffee cup was sitting right on the edge. And I've knocked it straight over the edge.
Any coffee in there?
No, thank God. And the coffee cup didn't even smash as it hit the floor.
Oh my God!
Things could have been so much worse.
I broke 2 wine glasses yesterday, so you're well ahead of me.
Here?
Not here.
Oh, at home.
At home.
So she gets through the morning with us.
Does like a day drink.
Just a usual Monday.
Was it 11 a.m.? You drinking, you're double
One was-
fisting
one
at
was-
11 a.m.
one was plastic as well, and I
that's
still broke
problematic.
it.
Welcome to Breakfast Radio. It'll get the best of us.
Susie's in a rehab facility in Germany right now.
Grease schmees.
Oh, wow.
Rochelle.
Good morning.
All right, now, Rochelle, you got a chance here to win this awesome prize package, a state-of-the-art 4K TV and soundbar for Origin 2. And also, there's a big Uber Eats voucher.
Big
So
one.
you watch the game on Channel 9 a week from Wednesday. It's Faces of Origin. So Luttsy and I have both got
Who you got today, mate?
a face from the Queensland team, but only one of the faces has an entry into the draw. Both have got some great prizes, but only one has got the entry into the draw. The face I've got is Jermaine Hopgood.
Oh, yeah. He's injured, but he's still part of the...
He's still, been...
And I've got Patrick Carrigan, the crowd favourite, obviously. Rochelle. Who do you want?
Oh, look, I love Paddy Carrigan.
Yes.
So
It's those locks.
Okay, you're going
All
to
right.
lock that in, Paddy Carrigan.
Flip it over.
And you have, you've won the $200 Maroon Shop gift card and also enter into Friday's prize draw.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Nova.
There we go. So 2 people in the draw now for Friday's draw. That is a $4,000 prize, all thanks to Channel 9. You can catch every game of the men's and women's State of Origin. Of course, the women's one down to a decider. Exclusive, live and free on 9 and 9 now, your home of Origin. I mentioned it yesterday. We will have tickets to the Suncorp game when we return from our break, week commencing July 8.
Yeah, boy.
Right.
But this is all for a huge entertainment package so you can watch Game 2 in the comfort of your own home.
Excellent. Probably it'll be the clean sweep game. Buzz.
No comment.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Probably can't get in it on this show. I don't know if Maddie can do it on hers. Her Instagram yesterday was fascinating about 3 different types of lyric changes for a radio edit of a song.
Which song?
I know sometimes she can't hear me because she's in there doing important stuff. Can you hear me, Maddie?
Yeah, Please, Please, Please by Sabrina Carpenter. 3 different radio edits. There's the unclean version, which is the...
It's a MF. We'll just say MF.
Yeah.
Okay, then there's a M Trucker.
M Trucker, and then there's Little Sucker.
Yeah. So do we play that song?
We're about to play it for the first time today.
Which one do we
use? The Trucker?
Yeah, Mother Trucker.
We can say Mother Trucker.
Yeah, that's what she says in the song.
Yeah.
She doesn't really leave anything up for interpretation.
So we've gone for that other than Little Sucker.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume...
We'd lose our licence.
We'd lose our licence.
Well, I mean, that's right. Although they swore on the project last night.
Several times.
Yeah.
About 3 times.
Yeah.
On the project?
About pandas, if you can believe it.
Lady's talking about pandas and she went on an F-bomb tirade.
Really?
She dropped it 3 times.
Maybe we should play the original.
Yeah.
So you play it on your show, and then if you're still here tomorrow, we'll play it.
Well, somebody suggested that I turn the mic on at that bit and sing it how God intended.
I did read that.
So you never know. Maybe I won't be here tomorrow if I do it.
Oh, do it. Just live large.
I couldn't.
Don't do it.
Buzz is making eyes at me.
Dave Ferrier just texted me telling you to do it, so he wants your job.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast.
I'm smarter than I'm smarter than Sue.
Brighton Homes are now offering up to $35,000 cash back on their homes. You don't need to be smarter than Suze to live brighter and save more with Brighton.
Hello, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Not too bad this morning.
All right, well, listen, it's not a bad time to be on Smarter Than Sue's because we're playing for $500. Oh, that means we're in Anthony Warlow territory.
Oh, jeez. Can you sing, Kendall?
Kendall, do you know what that is?
Yeah, I know who Anthony Warlow is, yeah.
No.
I cannot sing at all. Don't get me to sing.
Not asking.
Kendall, do you know what the Anthony Warlow gimmick is?
What is that?
If
gotta sing.
Lisa wins the 500 here, we have to sing.
Oh.
This is the moment.
Oh, that's a better idea.
What are we singing?
There's lyrics, I think.
Oh, wow. They're
the lyrics
literally,
there.
this is the only thing stuck in front of me.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the only thing that matters.
That's why
Okay.
it's there. It's like our victory song.
I hope you win. I'm ready to sing.
Good. Oh, I hope so. Let's see.
Good luck, Lisa. 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. What is the upper arm bone called?
Don't know.
The musical genre K-pop originated in what country?
Korea.
What scientist devised the 3 laws of motion?
Newton.
Surfing at the 2024 Olympics will be held where?
France.
What is 24 times 3 minus 7?
Don't know.
Stop the clock.
Smart.
You're right, Kendall?
Not very.
You look like you were going to question something then, Kendall?
No, I'm just thinking.
Oh, right. That's just your brain
Just
ticking over.
thinking, yeah.
Is that your thinking look?
Trying to be smarter than Suze.
I got a question mark against Lisa's answer to question number 2.
Yeah, I'm with
For the
you.
powers that be, if you could come down with the ruling, please. Be much appreciated.
Can't remember what question number 2 was.
The musical genre K-pop and where it was originated, in what country?
Oh, okay. Should I have said South Korea?
What did she say? Would have made it easier. She just said Korea.
Oh, come on.
Well, hang on, it's not up to you, Kendall.
It's not called SK pop. It's called K-pop.
That is true.
Anyway,
it's not Skbop, is it?
That's true.
Anyway,
Let's see what
move on.
Suze says.
Let's bring in the gimp.
Bring in the gift,
Oh.
bring in the gift.
Dummy him.
Bring in the gift, bring in the gift, bring in the
Here's Roberto.
Susie O'Neill! Hold the phone, Freddie! Susie O'Neill! It will be a miracle! You won't see anything like that again this year!
All right, over to Suze.
30 seconds on the clock and your time starts now. What is the upper arm bone called?
The humerus.
The musical genre K-pop originated in what country?
South Korea.
What scientist devised the 3 laws of motion?
Albert Einstein.
Surfing at the 2024 Olympics will be held where?
Chao-pu.
What is 24 times 3 minus 7?
I don't know.
Stop the clock.
Interesting.
How long did Suze have there?
7 seconds for Susie.
7 seconds. Okay.
Lisa had 1, by the way.
Oh, did she? I forgot to ask that. Just the Luttsy's in it. What is the upper arm bone called? Lisa, I don't know. Suze, the humerus. And that is correct. Suze hits the front, 1-0. The musical genre K-pop originated in what country? Now, of course, Suze did say South Korea. And Lisa, we'll give it to you that you said Korea. It's close enough.
You're too kind. At least I'll get one right.
Like Kendall said, it's not called SK-pop, is it? It's K-pop. Yes. So it's 2-1 to Suze, top of the third, the scientist that devised the 3 laws of motion. Lisa, you said Newton, and so Isaac is correct. Suze got that wrong. She said Einstein, so it's 2-2. Surfing at the 2024 Olympics will be held where? Lisa said, I don't know. Suze, not only... She gave the very location, Chao-pu, which is in Tahiti. So Suze gets that.
Lisa said France.
France. Well,
which is a bit...
I was just covering all bases.
Yeah. So Suze gets that correct. It's 3-2 to Suze. And then 24 times 3 minus 7. You both got that wrong. It's 65, but it's a 3-2 victory to Susan O'Neill. And she was ahead on time as well.
Never mind. Well done, Suze.
Cool.
Let's go into the cave.
Look, I know your kids are adults, but we do have have you got grandkids or anything? Got a family past it?
No. Too young for grandkids.
What are you saying?
What a question.
Presumptuous.
What a question.
I'm so sorry that he asked that, Lisa.
Okay, well, save it. I'm just going to mention that Disney on Ice is on June 27 at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, so we've still got a couple of passes left. We won't give it to you, but I just want to give that a mention, all right?
Nice one.
Okay. Does your adult kids want family pass to Snow for Kids at Westfield North Lakes then? I'm kidding.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. They've never been to the snow.
How old are your kids again, Lisa?
20 and 22.
They're old enough to drink, Luttsy. Hook them up with some Finn McCool's or
definitely.
or something.
Good point. I'll give you a $100 Finn McCool's voucher, and you can back that up with a $100 Retros voucher. They're right next to each other there on the Brunswick Street Mall. That is a night out if I've ever seen one.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you very much
well
for
done,
that.
Lisa. Cheers.
The Ash, Luttsy and Susie O'Neill podcast is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.